Delta Dental Coaches Comments, brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. We welcome in Lobo head coach Craig Neal. And Coach Neal, Virginia Tech's pretty good. And you talked about the 4 guards, and they shot the 3, and they were able to dribble penetrate as well.
Well, I think they played really well, and they were able to produce, and we've just got to get better. We continue to work on transition defense, and they hurt us in that. I don't think we played as hard in transition defense that we've had lately. I thought we played a pretty good 24 minutes in the first half. I mean, not 24 minutes, but I thought we played a good 4-minute, 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 which was about a 16-minute stretch. And then the 8 minutes before half, it was a 21-13 run. And we've just got to understand, and we got to get patient. We got to have more poise because there's no 8-point shots out there. And our patience and our poise gets the most of us sometimes, and we try to get it back in 1 or 2 possessions, and you can't do that.
It seemed like when Virginia Tech started to shut down Tim Williams' opportunities, that's when New Mexico just kind of went stagnant, when no one else was looking for opportunities to try to score.
Well, we had opportunities. We missed a couple open jump shots in the corner. We missed 2 layups. I mean, if you went back, we missed some crib shots to start the second half.
Gimmies, yeah.
I mean, we missed some shots that would have maybe got us ignited. I don't know if it was the nature of the tournament. Playing Virginia Tech, who's in the ACC, but having Elijah in foul trouble in the first half kind of hurt our rhythm. But I thought those guys battled. But again, Hunter, you're not going to beat anybody that's any good if you give them 92.
Yeah.
And we've been preaching to our guys about that. We're playing zone, and I'm going to correct that. I mean, we got to get back to playing man-to-man, but we can't do that, and that's been our problem. We're going to have to eliminate some of that, and I think we do that too much, and our guys aren't played together enough to do the changing defenses all the time, and that's something that we got to look at.
Well, it seems like against Idaho State, Telfair, a quick, small guard that can split the defenses. Same thing this afternoon against Robinson. He was able to do the same. How do you control
I think the biggest thing is, Hunter, is our guys haven't learned. Like, I thought Jordan did a pretty good job on him, but I thought we're getting too far up on the floor. We're not a pressure team, and we're giving him a lot of wood to work with. And no matter how good your pick and roll defense is, it's not going to happen. We got to shrink the floor. We got to eliminate wood space, and then we got to guard. But we were just giving him too many avenues to drive, and he drove in there a couple times, and our guys are hugging their guys. We don't take charges. We don't do the little things, but we got to continue to work on that. So very optimistic, very disappointed, but we got another game tomorrow, and we got to continue to get better.
The 3-point shots, and they, 3 guys, each hit 3 of them. Robinson, Bibbs, Hill, part of the guard group that you talked about. Open looks came how against your defense?
Well, I think they came in a zone because we weren't flat. We didn't bump flat. We weren't talking to each other. I thought our communication as a group on the floor was very poor. I thought us running as hard as we do offense and transition didn't happen. I thought we ran downhill and then we ran uphill on defense. But I think guys were, it was new for, Damian and Ahir. I thought Dane looked a little lost. I mean, he hadn't played in a while. So, I mean, there was some things, but, I mean, that's part of it. And we got to get through that. But we can't compound mistakes, and we got to get better at when we make mistakes and we show them over and over and over. They can't continue to keep doing that.
Talk about your team leader, Elijah Brown, his play.
Well, I thought he was okay. I think he thinks he can get it back all the time real quick. I think he's got to learn to have a little bit more patience, a little bit more poise. I think we got in the thing where we don't move the ball, and when we move the ball, we're really good. I think that's one reason why Tim Williams wasn't able to do it. But, they asked me at the press conference about rebounds, and I'm like, I don't understand what you're getting at, because we ended up getting more second chance points. So, I mean, maybe in the first half we struggled a little bit, but, I mean, we got to do a better job, and I got to get some better output for some guys. But, we'll continue to try to get better. They're a good team. I thought we could get them, and it looked like we were going to be right there, and then we just had that lull. But I think it was 21-12 the last 8 minutes before half, and I'd already called a timeout. Maybe should have wasted another, but then I had to call another one early. So, we're right there to start the second half. We missed 3 layups in a row, and then they go down, hit a 3, hit a 2, and then hit another 3, and it's a different ball game then.
I'm looking at Elijah Brown. I don't know if it's me or not, but last year it seemed like he played with a chip on his shoulder, a little edge about him. And this year, it's early in the season, but I just don't see that, and maybe he's just trying to get back to his game.
Well, it could be health. Yeah. He says he's okay, but we really don't know. It could be health, but it's one of those things where, he looks pretty good, and then sometimes it looks like it takes him a little bit to get going, but that's just part of it.
Tim Williams, we talked about how they started to take away his post touches. He still figured out a way to get it done in the second half, ends up with another double-double.
He's going to figure it out, but, we've got to figure it out as a group. He can't. We kind of put him in spots in the second half where we kept trying to get him the ball on the first side, and you can't do that. Just because we call a certain play, it's got to work all the way through so we can get him on the other side. And finally in the second half, I just said, all right, we're going to go on the other side. We're going to keep him over here. Let's just get it back over here, and we got it to him. But, we got to continue to work on our offense, but we got to figure out a way where they guard 5 of our guys instead of 3.
Jordan Hunter looked for some offense there.
He was good.
First half.
I thought Jordan played well. Yeah. I thought Jordan did some good things, but, we had a young guy. Jalen played hard, made some nice plays, but he's just trying to figure out scouting reports and who to, he made some mistakes, but that's part of it, and that's my responsibility, and we'll work on it. But, like I said, I'm disappointed, but hopefully we'll get it straightened out.
Yeah, Jordan Hunter, the play of him offensively, I thought was outstanding. It was just the defensive end in the matchup with Robinson.
Yeah, Jordan did some unbelievable things, and I thought Jordan came down. He made a good play after we got a stop, and we make a 3. They cut it to 41-36, and they come right down. We don't get a hand up. We don't guard him. We don't do anything, and he throws one in at the buzzer. And you can't have those mistakes, and you can't, no matter how many times you cover them, at the end of the day, they got to make those plays where he makes a great three-point shot. He made a heck of a play, and then he comes down and he doesn't guard the guy, and the half's not open. It's not over. And those are momentum swings where they bust a 3, they go up 8 in the half, and they get the ball coming up.
The matchup between the centers, the freshman C and O. O in this one only 14 minutes. Is that because of the size of the team that you're playing? He just couldn't be on the floor as much with their smaller unit?
Yeah, we did a nice job, 16 and 14. I was 2 minutes off. So, you can't play him against the 6'7" guys, and they're going 6'7", 6'6", and it's just not a good matchup. So, we just had to do it for that game. So hopefully he'll be ready to come back and play a little bit more for us tomorrow.
So Cal State Northridge tomorrow.
Yeah. Don't know much about them because we've been concentrating on Virginia Tech, so we'll have to get back and get to work.
All right, Coach Neal.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, best of luck tomorrow. Lobo head coach Craig Neal, your Delta Dental coach's comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. 400 Mexicans covered by Delta Dental plans. For more information, log on to deltadentalnm.com. We come back.